What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I want to do this quick video on cryptocurrency because there's a lot of different articles that would go out that where you talk about, how much you've made off of $100 investment. Well, obviously, as you can see, this is kind of the same thing, except it's more of the opposite, to where if you buy $100 investment as things did decrease over the last 6 months. So how much would you have at the time of writing this, because things did fluctuate from the time of writing this, and we can get into a bigger scenario if you guys want to see how much you would have with all cryptocurrencies in the top maybe 25. We can definitely do that. But I wanted to talk about this really quick and just give you guys an update as to how much you would have and what type of lesson you can take from this. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, if you guys want to check out some of the links in the description, it does help out. Also, check out my other channels, guys. I have a golf channel, I have a reaction channel, I have, a Let It Burn channel where we burn off Shiba Inu revenue, where we burn off revenue for Shiba Inu, right? We have a lot of different stuff, so feel free to check that out. We want to put more time into those other channels, so feel free to be a part of that. I feel like I said that like 4 times already, but I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and look at this article. So this is how much money you would have now if you bought $100 of crypto 6 months ago. Now, this is crypto in general, so they're looking at a bunch of different things. I don't believe Shiba Inu is on this list, so don't look at that. But if we scroll down here, they talk about, how you have had, crypto hacks and rug pulls virtually every day. But then the legitimate crypto coins, they've been around for a while, and basically they're not looking so hot these days, right? So when you look at something like, let's say, a Bitcoin, where it went from 34,000 for the first time since January, and where it was at the all-time high was about 69,000. That's pretty crazy of a dip, right? And to see that in the opposite way, where you're like, oh, it goes from 34,000 to 68,000 or 69,000, that's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal, to where people are like, I'm making so much money out of this. I 2x my investment, right? So now I'm able to walk away with $60,000 rather than having $34,000, right? So it's definitely something where you look at and you're like, all right, I can make a lot of money from this. But then you get into articles like this, where it's like, I bought $100 worth of Bitcoin 6 months ago. This is how much you would have. You would have $50.65. So basically, that $100 investment for Bitcoin would be cut in half over the last 6 months. So it really wouldn't gain you anything. And you look at the same thing with Ethereum. It dropped a little bit less. So you would have $51.74. BNB, you would have $53.73. XRP, you would have $43.13. Solana, you would have $30.46. Cardano, you would have $33.82. Terra Luna, you would have $119.49. Not if you're including what's happening today, because it's a little ridiculous. Dogecoin, you would have $40.82. So really the only thing that you came out net positive with as of yesterday would be Terra Luna. And as of you look at it today, you would have less, right? You would have a lot less, because Terra Luna dropped by like 50% today. So that's on the board as well as a negative and not just a positive. So what can you take from this, right? Anytime you see the opposite, to where it's like, I invested $100 into this cryptocurrency and turn it into $10,000. People are like, I'm so excited about this, but then does this create fear? What's the idea for this article? Is it to create fear in the crypto space so that people don't invest in the cryptocurrency? That might be a possibility, but you can never 100% prove it. It's all speculation. So again, with all of this, what can you take from, investing $100 and turning it into 50? Well, if you just go, okay, I have $100, I turn it into 50 and I cash out, that's the scenario that they're showing here. However, you have $100 into Bitcoin and you go down to 50. Most people that I know, including me, would dollar cost average in, because if you believed in that price at some of these levels 6 months ago, and you look at where it is now, you definitely can dollar cost average in. However, that is a huge drop. Most people that are buying Bitcoin are trying to buy one Bitcoin. So if you're buying it at $59,000, $60,000, and you end up going down to $30,000, which is the case here, because obviously if you're splitting it in half, whatever double the amount of it is right now, it would have been $60,000 at that point. So if you're investing in it at its highs, you're basically investing at the highs and selling at the lows. And now you are in this trend that you need to break. Breaking the buying high and selling low trend is one of the most difficult things to do. So if you get to a point to where you bought at the absolute high of everything, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, all of these, right? And you end up seeing that drop down to some of these levels where you drop 50%. Well, now it's very tough. Now you have a long-term position on your hands because you have to average down your position. Because if you bought at $60,000, that is very close to the high. I'm not saying that's the absolute high and that's the only place that it's going to get. It can get so much higher than that, but it doesn't have history above that. So now you're investing at the highs and selling at the lows, right? So you don't want to stay with that. The only way that you can break it is to hold the position for a longer period of time as you dollar cost average in. That's the only way that you can break it, or you can move on to a completely different position that is at another point. However, if you're investing into Bitcoin and it's at a higher point, most likely everything else is at a higher point as well, because the crypto market really flows off of what Bitcoin is doing. So it's definitely something that's tough, and you have to take this lesson. If you don't understand what this lesson is, you need to rewatch this video or go back and look at your portfolio and say, look, what am I doing wrong here? Because what you're doing wrong is the standard thing that everybody wants to get right is buying low and selling high. They make it sound easy, but buying low and selling high is great until that gets flipped on you. When you start buying high and selling low, extremely tough to break, because then you start getting emotion tied into it, and you're like, I want to make my money back on Bitcoin. I still want to make money back that I lost in the stock market from plenty of plays, but I don't get into it because I'm trading emotionally at that point, and I'm buying high and selling low. I don't want that at all, right? So the only two ways that you can find a way to break it is by holding on to the position and, by completely moving on from the position. So that's the only way that you can find a way to break buying high and selling low. But you can look at this and take all of this with a grain of salt, because yes, you can lose 50%, you can lose 70% on something like Solana, you can lose 60% on something like XRP or whatever, right? However, when you find a position that you believe has value above it, all you have to do is buy and hold and buy some more if you do truly believe in it. If you don't, and you have to ask questions like, should I get out of the position or is it dead? That's where you kind of need to move on, because you physically don't believe in that position above where you bought it, right? You did your research and you don't believe in it. So anyways, I just wanted to bring that to your attention because, this is a cool article. I always like to see the opposite side of it, to where they invest $100 and turn it into so much, like the person that invested $8,000 into Shiba Inu and turned it into $5 billion. Sounds absurd, but it actually happened. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of those links down below. It does help out the channel. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one.